Well, hello, friends and neighbors. John, your whiskey neighbor here. Welcome to the backyard. I know I gotta keep saying or stop saying beautiful weather, but it is beautiful, and every weekend here in Edmonton area that's like this still is a gift. Good snow tomorrow. I want to talk to you guys. It's sample Sunday. It's Sunday, so we're gonna do a couple of samples. These two beauties, I imagine they're gonna be beauties, are from Andy. Andy gave me a sample of some Blanton's Green Label, right? So a single barrel bourbon, and some Blanton's Gold Label, another single barrel, but at a higher proof. So, you know, if you stick with me, and if you have a little bourbon or single barrel bourbon, I want you to pour a bit. And join me when we come back. We'll talk Blanton's Green Label and Blanton's Gold Label. Can I even tell the difference? Do I like them? Let's find out.
3, 4.
Thanks for staying with me. As I said in the opener, these samples are from Andy. What a gentleman. And this is, I'll put the details, but barrel 396, warehouse H, Rick number 7, barrel number 169. This is a 40% but single barrel release, as Blanton's is known for. And the gold, well, I'll tell you when I try it, the details on the gold. But essentially, biggest difference to me, as I understand Blanton's, is, you know, this is released at 80 proof or 40%, and this is released at 93 proof or 46.5%. Other than that, they're both single barrel. They're both from Buffalo Trace. I believe it's their high rye mash bill. I can put speculation down below, but famously no one knows exactly right. But I warmed up with a little bit of Buffalo Trace single barrel pick, but I know that's the low rye. But I thought, you know, get myself thinking bourbon. So let's get into Green Label. On the nose. You know, this is nice. Bit of vanilla, bit of spice. A little bit of, I was going to say cardamom, but something a little darker. Some well-cooked citrus, so more like a richer orange than like a bright lemon, so kind of an orange. Light caramel. Good nose. Let's give it a try. Cheers. That's coating in the mouth. You know, it's pretty smooth. There is that spice. Again, it's not a bright hot cinnamon. It's a darker something. I don't know why cardamom is in my mind right now, but something a little more cooked, a little maybe ginger. Maybe ginger's a bit closer to it, but not a hot ginger. Actually, I'm probably going to say that the way through this. I've had Blanton's before, but it's been a while. Of course, in my market, it is expensive, but not priced out of reach like I hear in some markets in a lot of parts of the U.S. I know it's been just going way up the price, but around here, it's too expensive, but not crazy. Better have another little sip. My head shake there is, that is a really easy drinking, coating, lovely bourbon. Very classic bourbon profile for me. It could run into spice and sweetness, could even get up into some higher sugars and honeys. But the rye, I think, is what's keeping me, you know, a little more biting, a little bit, oh no, there is some backbone or spice, but a really nice dram. No sourness, but there is a little bit of bitterness on the end for me. This is a great bourbon. Is it worth ridiculous second market prices that I hear? Absolutely not. Not in any way. Is it tasty? Yeah, this is a nice bourbon. All right, let's take a look at the gold. As I said, this one, you know, gold here is really 46.5% instead of 40%. This is barrel 785, bottle number 63, warehouse H. Was this warehouse H as well? Yeah, they're both the same warehouse, and this is Rick 27, whereas this was Rick 7. So let's see if my palate can even tell the difference of Blanton's Gold. Actually, the nose is spicier. Not a lot, but a little more cinnamon or pepper in that. Actually, the orange notes that I was getting on green label have backed off a little bit on the gold label. This is playing a little more spice and caramel, vanilla. I know I'm not resetting properly, but yeah, this is a perkier, spicier nose. Of course, it could be the alcohol carrying it up better, but a little more interesting on the palate. Cheers. That is tasty. This definitely carries, now I'm getting just a hint of that citrus. Definitely weaker than here. That's a feature in the green label, but here instead that alcohol brings forward. Now I still carry the ginger, maybe that's cardamom, but definitely add some cinnamon, a little bit of cracked pepper, and it's speaking to me. Now longer finish, I'm getting a little, is that a little char, a little oak? Of course it's oak. It's bourbon country here. We got oak on both of these. Another little sip. Okay. I've had the green label before, but I have not had Blanton's Gold. Andy, thank you for the samples here. Of course, samples, first thoughts, but I certainly would pay more for the gold label. I know ABV has that effect on me, and I think on a lot of people who drink whiskey fairly regularly. It really brings out some hug and more experience. I think I can really enjoy some 40% whiskeys. I know many people have really walked away from 40%, even in Scotch. I can get there. But in this sitting, like, I remember I was talking a bit about, not a star, but a bitterness that was coming up here. I'm not getting any of that here. So it's not just the ABV, it's perhaps what they pick that goes into their gold label program. But I have to say, this is easily a better bourbon for me. I don't rate samples because they're just first taste, but while I like this, I would not chase down a bottle for the prices I've seen. This next time it crops up in my neighborhood, I will pause long, even with the higher price tag, because that Blanton Gold is really nice dram. Look, thanks for joining me in whatever situation you find me. At one point, I will have rebuilt a nook of some kind, but my family and I are still playing around in the basement trying to get a place for the daughter to visit with friends now that we can under COVID rules. My son is working out hard in the basement. My wife's built a craft nook. Suddenly we don't have any room. Well, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. If you have any thoughts on Blanton's, you know, good, way overpriced, I bought a bottle, I hated it, I love it, it's the only bourbon I got, you know, give me a shout. Just put something down below. I appreciate the conversation more than any part of this. Thanks for joining me. Have a great week.